Hi everyone, Dr. Mandell here. If you're over 60, your body changes in ways you might not even notice. Your digestion slows, your muscles need more protein, your bones require extra minerals, and your heart becomes more sensitive to what you put inside your body. And coffee, yes, the drink most of us start our day with, can either help you or harm you. That's why today I'm going to share the 4 worst coffees you should never touch after 60, and the 4 coffees you must drink if you want energy, strong bones, and a healthier heart. Stay with me until the end, because I'll also share the best way to drink these coffees daily without hurting your stomach, blood pressure, or sleep. When we talk about coffee and health, especially for those who are over 60, the most critical point to understand is that not all coffees are the same, and some types can quietly and consistently chip away at your health without you realizing it until it is too late. And that's why avoiding the worst types of coffee becomes not just a suggestion, but a vital necessity, because your body is more sensitive, your cardiovascular system less forgiving, and your metabolism less resilient than it was in your 20s or 30s. So let's break down what makes these coffees dangerous and why steering clear of them can literally add years of healthier living to your life while protecting your energy, heart, and mind from unnecessary harm. And every single like on this message will be a powerful reminder that someone out there is making the right choice for their health and future. Flavored coffees with syrups and creamers might seem harmless because they taste good, they give that sweet, comforting kick, and for a few moments they make your morning feel brighter. But beneath that taste lies spoonfuls of sugar, artificial flavors, and heavy creamers loaded with trans fats and hydrogenated oils that coat your arteries, stress your pancreas, and spike your insulin levels in ways your body simply cannot handle the same way it used to. And when you cross that 60-year threshold, your body is naturally less efficient at managing sugar, your insulin sensitivity has decreased, and your liver doesn't process toxins as quickly, so those sweet coffees become silent saboteurs, raising inflammation markers, damaging the delicate endothelial lining of your blood vessels, and contributing to conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and even Alzheimer's disease, which some researchers now call type 3 diabetes because of its strong links to sugar and insulin imbalance. And when you think about the daily habit of sipping these sweetened coffees, it becomes clear that the small pleasures of taste aren't worth the hidden damage, because over weeks and months this adds up to extra belly fat, sluggish energy, and an increased risk of chronic disease. And every like here will be a powerful reminder that awareness can save a life. Then we look at the energy coffee drinks and canned coffees that line convenience store shelves, brightly packaged and marketed as quick fuel for the day. But what they actually deliver is an explosion of sugar, sodium, and synthetic caffeine levels that push your adrenal glands into constant overdrive, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline, leaving you jittery, restless, and then crashing harder than before. And at age 60 and beyond, your heart is no longer as adaptable to stress hormones as it once was, which means those spikes in blood pressure and irregular rhythms can be dangerous, even life-threatening if you already have underlying heart conditions. And what seems like a harmless drink to give you energy can instead drain the reserves of your adrenal system, lead to chronic fatigue, worsen anxiety, and interfere with deep restorative sleep, which is absolutely crucial for healing, memory, and muscle repair as we age. And every like on this message represents another person who refuses to let marketing tricks sabotage their well-being. Now let's talk about over-roasted or burnt coffee, the kind you find in many commercial chains that serve extremely dark roasts, because the assumption is that darker means stronger and more flavorful. But in reality, the darker and more burnt the beans, the higher the levels of acrylamides, which are toxic compounds formed when coffee is roasted too long at high temperatures. And while 1 cup won't kill you, daily exposure to these compounds has been linked to nerve problems, digestive issues, and increased cancer risk. And more importantly, it strips away much of the natural antioxidants that coffee should provide, leaving you with a bitter cup that offers more harm than good. And if you are over 60, your detox systems like your liver and kidneys are not as efficient as before, so adding unnecessary toxins into your body only forces these organs to work harder than they need to, accelerating wear and tear on systems that should be protected. And it's important to recognize that the kind of coffee you choose is not just about taste, but about whether it preserves or deteriorates your long-term health. And every like here becomes a small but powerful act of awareness that could keep someone from making this mistake every morning. Finally, decaf coffee made with chemical solvents is one of the most overlooked dangers for older adults who want to reduce caffeine intake but still enjoy the comfort of a warm cup. because many decaf brands use methylene chloride or ethyl acetate to strip caffeine from the beans. And while these compounds may sound scientific, they are essentially industrial chemicals that even in small traces can burden your liver, kidneys, and nervous system. And for someone in their 60s or older, where detoxification pathways are already slower and organ resilience is lower, this kind of exposure can add up over years. And what seems like a healthier choice to avoid caffeine jitters or protect your sleep can actually become more harmful than drinking regular organic coffee in moderation. And the better option is always to look for decaf labeled as Swiss water process or cell process, which use natural methods instead of chemicals to remove caffeine. Protecting both your body and your peace of mind, and every like on this point, is a voice that amplifies the truth that small choices make the biggest differences in long-term health. When we put these worst coffees together, flavored sugary blends, canned energy coffees, burn over, roasted beans, and chemically processed decaf, the pattern becomes clear. These are not drinks designed to nourish your body or protect your health. They are designed for taste, speed, shelf life, and profit. But for you, especially if you're over 60, what matters most is not the temporary flavor or quick boost. It's the long-term vitality, the steady energy, the strong heart, the sharp brain, and the healthy years you add to your life. And by removing these harmful choices, you clear away a major source of daily toxins and stressors that your body doesn't need. And every like on this message will carry that reminder deeper into the community so more people can stop harming themselves and start embracing the coffees that heal instead of hurt. When we start talking about the coffees you must drink after 60, this is where the story shifts from danger to healing, from draining your body to strengthening it. Because while some coffees can rob your health, others can serve as powerful allies that fuel your energy, protect your brain, balance your blood sugar, and even slow down the aging process. And what makes this so remarkable is that coffee, when chosen wisely, becomes more than just a morning habit. It becomes a therapeutic ritual that works with your body instead of against it. And every single like on this message becomes a powerful ripple of change, reminding people that their daily choices can be the difference between decline and vitality. Organic black coffee sits at the top of this list for a very simple reason. It is free from pesticides, herbicides, and synthetic fertilizers that build up in the body and strain your liver, kidneys, and hormonal system. And these toxins may seem invisible, but after years of consumption, they take a toll on immune strength and organ health. And when you switch to organic, you're giving your body clean antioxidants like chlorogenic acid that fight oxidative stress, reduce free radicals, and protect your brain cells from damage that leads to cognitive decline. And this is so critical for those over 60 because memory, focus, and brain sharpness are often the first things people notice slipping away. But consistent intake of clean organic coffee has been linked to lower risks of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. It also improves circulation, supports heart rhythm, and stimulates metabolism in a way that gives you energy without crashing. And when taken in moderation, 1 or 2 cups per day, it can also aid digestion and improve mood. And every like on this truth pushes more people toward protecting their long-term brain health. Another type that deserves recognition is green coffee, which is simply unroasted coffee beans that retain much higher levels of chlorogenic acid, a natural compound that plays a vital role in regulating blood sugar and protecting blood vessels. And this matters greatly after 60 because insulin resistance becomes more common, weight control becomes more challenging, and cardiovascular health needs all the support it can get. And studies have shown that chlorogenic acid lowers blood pressure, reduces inflammation, and helps the body burn fat more efficiently, which means that a simple switch to green coffee extract or green coffee beverages could help stabilize energy levels, reduce cravings, and protect against type 2 diabetes progression. And unlike highly roasted beans that lose much of their natural compounds, green coffee preserves them, making it a more therapeutic choice. And when you think about the rising rates of metabolic disorders in older adults, this simple daily habit becomes like medicine in disguise. And every like on this message strengthens the awareness that health is not about avoiding everything you love. It's about choosing the version that heals instead of harms. Mushroom coffee is another must-have for those seeking vitality and resilience past 60. And while it may sound strange at first, mushroom coffee blends are becoming one of the most powerful wellness tools available because they combine the benefits of coffee with medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, and chaga, each offering unique benefits that address the very challenges older adults face. Lion's mane stimulates nerve growth factor, which is essential for brain regeneration, memory, and focus, meaning it can literally help protect against age. related cognitive decline. Reishi is known as the mushroom of immortality in traditional medicine, calming the nervous system, balancing hormones, and reducing stress, which is invaluable for protecting the heart and improving sleep quality. And chaga is a powerhouse of antioxidants that boost immune function, fight inflammation, and protect against oxidative damage. And when combined with coffee, these mushrooms reduce caffeine's harsh effects like jitters and crashes while enhancing steady energy and focus, making this type of coffee gentle yet incredibly powerful. And what's most important is that this blend works synergistically with the body, addressing multiple systems at once, from immunity to brain to digestion. And every like here will spread the message that aging gracefully is about finding tools that support the whole system, not just quick fixes. Cold brew coffee rounds out the list of must-drink options, and while many think of it as just a trendy alternative, it has real science backing its benefits for older adults. The cold brewing process extracts coffee more slowly, reducing acidity by up to 70% compared to traditional hot brews, and this makes it far gentler on the stomach lining, protecting those who struggle with acid reflux, gastritis, or sensitive digestion, which is increasingly common as we age. It also prevents enamel erosion and tooth sensitivity because of the lower acidity, making it not only a healthier choice for your gut, but also for your teeth and bones. And beyond that, cold brew has a smoother, less bitter flavor profile, which means people are less likely to add sugar, cream, or artificial flavorings to mask bitterness, leading to a cleaner and healthier cup overall. And because cold brew typically has a more stable release of caffeine, it provides sustained energy without sudden spikes and crashes, giving you a smoother focus throughout the day without stressing the nervous system. And every like on this knowledge reflects the power of simple swaps that protect your body instead of punishing it. When we weave all of these together, organic black coffee for purity and antioxidants, green coffee for blood sugar and vessel protection, mushroom coffee for brain, immune, and hormone balance, and cold brew for digestive and dental health, we see a clear pattern. These are coffees that do not just taste good, they actively support the body in ways that matter most during the later stages of life. They reduce inflammation, support organ function, protect the brain, and stabilize energy. And this is the very opposite of what the worst coffees do. And the lesson here is that the drink itself is not the enemy, it's the type, the quality, and the process behind it. And by choosing wisely, you transform your daily ritual into a form of healing, prevention, and rejuvenation. And every like on this message carries the weight of awareness that the right choices don't just extend life, they make the years you have brighter, stronger, and sharper. When it comes to using coffee wisely in daily life, especially after the age of 60, the details of timing, quantity, and combination with other habits become as important as the type of coffee itself, because your body at this stage no longer processes caffeine the same way it did decades earlier. Your digestive enzymes slow down, your sleep cycle is more fragile, and your cardiovascular system is more sensitive to stress. So learning how to drink coffee correctly can make the difference between it being a healing ritual that fuels your energy, protects your brain, and supports your heart, or a harmful routine that steals your rest, spikes your blood sugar, and inflames your body. And every single like on this truth is a signal of power that pushes more people to shift from careless consumption to intentional nourishment. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach is one of the biggest mistakes older adults make without realizing it, because while that first sip in the morning feels like it wakes you up, it is actually forcing your stomach to release excess acid, irritating the lining, worsening reflux, and triggering hormonal imbalances like higher cortisol. And over time, this can damage your digestion, weaken nutrient absorption, and create a roller coaster of energy highs and lows that leave you more tired. So the smarter choice is to always have your coffee after a balanced breakfast with some protein and healthy fat, because this slows down caffeine absorption, protects your stomach lining, and stabilizes blood sugar, allowing you to get the benefits of coffee without the drawbacks. And every like here represents someone choosing to start their day with stability instead of stress. Another crucial aspect is timing your coffee intake with respect to your sleep and energy cycle, because caffeine can linger in the body for up to 8 hours, and as you age, your liver metabolizes it even more slowly, which means drinking coffee in the late afternoon or evening is a recipe for insomnia, restless nights, and poor deep sleep. The kind of sleep that restores memory, repairs muscles, and balances hormones, and when you miss out on that deep restorative sleep, your next day begins already drained. Your cravings increase and your body ages faster, so one of the wisest rules you can adopt is to stop drinking coffee at least 6 hours before bedtime, ideally by early afternoon, giving your system plenty of time to clear it out before you go to bed. And every like on this choice reinforces the message that energy during the day should not come at the cost of broken rest at night. What you add into your coffee matters just as much as when you drink it, because while sugar, creamers, and artificial syrups can turn your cup into a health trap, natural additions like cinnamon, turmeric, ginger, or even a touch of coconut oil can transform your drink into an anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar. Turmeric reduces inflammation and protects joints, ginger supports digestion, and healthy fats like coconut oil or MCT oil can provide sustained energy to your brain without spiking insulin, and these additions are especially powerful after 60 when inflammation, insulin resistance, and cognitive decline become common concerns. So instead of reaching for harmful additives, treating your coffee like a vehicle for healing compounds can multiply its benefits many times over. And every like on this knowledge is a reminder that small swaps create powerful protection. Hydration is another overlooked but critical piece of using coffee wisely, because caffeine is a natural diuretic, meaning it encourages your body to lose fluids. And for older adults who are already at higher risk of dehydration due to decreased thirst signals and changes in kidney function, coffee without water can lead to fatigue, headaches, constipation, and even kidney strain. So the simplest yet most impactful habit is to drink a full glass of water alongside every cup of coffee, replenishing fluids and ensuring your body remains balanced, because staying hydrated also improves circulation, supports brain clarity, and protects your skin. And every like here reminds people that one small glass of water paired with coffee can save them from a host of long-term problems. Another layer of wisdom is in listening to your body's response to coffee, because everyone metabolizes caffeine differently. Some people feel jittery after one small cup, while others can tolerate more, and the way your body reacts at 30 is not the way it will react at 60 or 70. So paying attention to how you feel after coffee is essential. If you notice increased anxiety, stomach pain, racing heart, or poor sleep, these are signals to adjust your intake, switch to lower acid brews, or even explore gentler options like mushroom coffee or half-calf blends, because the key is not to force your body to adapt to your habit, but to adjust your habit to work with your body. And every like here is a symbol that awareness and adaptation create longevity and vitality. Moderation remains the cornerstone of coffee wisdom, because while 1 or 2 cups a day of the right coffee can improve brain health, metabolism, and circulation, overconsumption can easily tip the scale toward harm. Too much caffeine raises blood pressure, stresses the adrenal glands, interferes with calcium absorption, leading to weaker bones, and accelerates heart rhythm irregularities, which can be especially dangerous for older adults. So the goal is not to abandon coffee entirely, but to enjoy it with discipline, savoring it as a supportive ritual rather than a crutch for exhaustion. And when you begin to see coffee as a tool instead of a necessity, you empower yourself to take control of your energy and health instead of being controlled by habits. And every like on this principle reinforces the idea that balance is the secret to long-term strength. Finally, the way you prepare your coffee also influences how your body receives it. Using paper filters instead of metal filters can remove compounds called cafestol and kawil, which have been shown to raise cholesterol levels, and this is particularly important for older adults who need to protect cardiovascular health, so small preparation details matter. Even something as simple as storing coffee beans properly in airtight containers to preserve antioxidants and freshness ensures that every sip you take is nourishing instead of oxidized and stale. And being mindful of these preparation steps reflects a deeper truth that caring for your health is not about giant leaps, but about consistent small choices. And every like here is a recognition that mindful preparation leads to mindful health. When you combine all of these practices, never drinking coffee on an empty stomach, timing it early in the day, choosing healing spices instead of sugar, staying hydrated with water, listening to your body's response, keeping consumption moderate, and preparing it in ways that protect your heart, you turn a simple beverage into a structured habit that supports energy, focus, and long-term vitality. And instead of coffee being something that steals from your health, it becomes something that gives back, fueling you with antioxidants, stabilizing your mood, and protecting your body. And this is the kind of wisdom that allows you to enjoy the ritual you love without fear of harm. And every like on this message will powerfully amplify the reminder that when used wisely, coffee becomes not just a drink, but a daily medicine for the body and mind.